What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of Think and Trade Rich. What we are going to be talking about is what does it actually mean to be a full-time trading or to go full-time trading, right? And last week's video, what we talked about is, really how to set yourself up and the personal steps that you need to take as a trader or an aspiring trader before you go full-time. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to dive a little bit deeper into what it's really like being a full-time trader, and some common things that are the same and some things that are misconceptions, right? So before we get into this, we just urge you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for weekly videos on trading psychology.
Hey man, if it's good, like the video. If it's not good, don't say anything. Simple. It's kind of simple. Like, comment, share with your friends, tag them, be like, hey bro, this is it right here. If you get value, simple.
Right.
Pretty easy.
100%. And the leading point that I want to make with what does it mean to be full-time trading is that full-time trading is not a full-time job. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you're not going to be sitting out front of your desk from 9 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock at night, or 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 11 o'clock at night, or whatever the case is, just like glued to the chart, like nonstop. That's not trading, right? And the people who generally take that approach typically tend to just completely fry themselves, right or right?
Right or right. You only gave me two options, bro. So very much true. I'm like, you have to realize once you've been trading for so long, you're going to get to like very much ingrained patterns into you and really be very effective with waiting for high quality setups to meet all your trading parameters. And guess what? Once you get so good at like memorizing all those type of patterns, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be out of the market more and waiting for high quality setups, which in turns makes you more efficient at the end of the day. And full-time trading is whatever you design it to be.
Yeah.
Could be 2 hours out of the day, could be 3 to 4 hours a day, could be 5 hours out of the day, depending your trading plan and how you trade, what commodities that you trade, what pairs that you trade, what you feel works the best, and your past trading experience when you journal your trades. Very much valuable to know that, because you're not going to know unless you lose at the end of the day, unless you lose enough trades, unless you kind of know what really doesn't work and what doesn't really fit in your lifestyle at the end of the day.
And the next thing that I really want to say is that you're trading for what is called like time freedom, right? And if that's your goal, you should be focused on time freedom, not like time restrictions, right? You don't want to be like long and like just clunky in the market, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like just like always tapped in, always like you can't take a break from it. That defeats the actual point of you wanting to, I guess, pursue something like this. You know what I mean? Because there's plenty of other things that you can do that have less, barrier of entry, less resistance to them, less things that you need to learn, emotions that you need to master if you just want to do something all day long, right?
No, of course, 100%. And, we want to give you guys a call to action at the end of the day, because this is the things that we do in our personal life. Like, if you're not making money in trading, or you are even making money in trading, you should actually have something else that takes up your time and fulfills you and grows you as a person, makes you happier, anything along those lines. It could be another business venture. It could be another money-making opportunities, very similar to the first one. Could be playing sports. Could be volunteering at the church. Could be volunteering, helping dogs. It could be so much different things. It could be helping your family a lot more. It could be used to like, okay, I'm gonna go travel to see my family more. Obviously, that's like, it falls in with the time freedom thing.
Right.
But like your day-to-day living occurrences, it should involve something with you doing something other than trading. Because at the end of the day, looking at the charts all day is not good for your mental health. You're gonna be there all day fried trying to look at a screen, trying to make something work. And I've been like literally looking at charts for a good amount of hours, and I could tell you that really takes everything out of you.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, you're looking at like a screen all day. Like it doesn't revive you. It doesn't, give you fulfillment at the end of the day.
A good analogy that I can think of is that like the longer that you're on the charts, the worse that your decision making is going to become. And that's something that like I want you guys to take home from this, is that I think of it like a iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Where like the longer that it's disconnected from the plug, right, the less battery that it has.
Yeah.
And it's like, as your day goes on, it went from 100 to 72% to 43%, right? And it's the same type of deal with trading, where it's like, if you sit and you stare and you just keep trying to find your setup and you're just like so dead focused and you're like 6 hours trying to find your trade, by the time that you take your trade, you're going to be on like 22% battery. You know what I mean?
It's a good one.
In terms of like your decision making quality. And I mean, this is something that I've lived. I've been that person who's tried to trade all day long, like years ago when I was trying to figure it out. And it's like, I've seen my growth from like being able to, 6-7 hours looking for trades to half that time to 2 to 3 hours to even do sometimes 15 minutes. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I've seen the progression in terms of like freeing up my time, and the shorter time window that I'm within, the better quality decisions that I make.
100%. Very similar to myself. One of my personal examples, in my life was I've actually gone through trials and tribulations of like what works and what doesn't. I used to be a Lexus technician, and I used to try to trade while working, which wasn't the best thing because my focus wasn't there 100%.
Yeah.
It would now, as time went on, I was able to quit my job at Lexus after a good amount of time and be able to experience what full-time trading was. And it really was 3 to 4 hours a day for me. And, it got to be to a point I felt like I had too much time freedom. I was like, what else do I do? I thought this was going to be very much different. And that's why we started, me and Jared started adopting to make this content for you guys, the trading psychology course for you guys also as well. We want to contribute back and tell you what we learned from all our experiences and how we could accelerate the process for you guys at the end of the day. And also another thing that I started doing as well is like exotic car sourcing as well. It's something that I really liked at the end of the day and was gonna wait a while to do it. But thank the Lord I got great friends that like push me to do it more. And like now like my plate is very much more full, and I'm grateful for it because it made me grow. And now it's like, okay, how do I really prioritize my time? Not like, the fake prioritizing a lot of people say like, oh man, I'm super busy. I'm like, bro, you're super busy watching Netflix in like 3 hours, bro. So like, you're not really busy. Like, and busy is not even the best word. It's like, you're not really productive at that time. Like, what are you doing to get your results in life to put you closer to your goals at the end of the day? So, I mean, that was a little bit of like what my current life was like. I had more experiences where I did trade at work, and it's, to tell you the truth, I was able to pass funding firms doing that. It wasn't the best environment, but at the end of the day, to make your goals work, you have to know how to like shape them and mold them and be like, this works for here, this works for there, but at the end of the day, I mean, you're looking for this time freedom, 3 to 4 hours a day, and I'm done. It's very much that simple.
100%. And just to kind of like piggyback off what you're saying is like, I completely co-sign the fact that like you need to do something else that you have passion towards in the rest of your day. You know what I mean? Me and you both love going to the gym, right? We like working out. That's something that takes up an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. You're talking coming back, eating, whatever, all that type of stuff that you got to do out of your day, right? Where it gives us something fulfilling to do that is like, it's also a commitment for me right after the gym. And this is like a hack that like you guys can take home too, is like I give myself a commitment to the point where I can't even overtrade, because I trade from 8 to the latest 11 o'clock. And once my setup is done, my next commitment that has to happen after that is going to the gym. And it's like, that's a non-negotiable for me, that I trade and then I go to the gym. So it's like, I can't trade into my gym time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I get
so
it.
I have a discipline set up pretty much as like a fail safe to keep me within the parameters that I have to stay in no matter what, because that's my discipline. And it's like, to continue that point about like passions. Your passion can be working out. It might not be. It could be, like Rob said, running businesses, giving back, volunteering, like whatever the case is like having that thing that is the staple to continue you through the rest of your days, so you're not tempted to be like, oh, maybe I can, like, you know what I mean, try to go back, because like idle time, in my opinion, kind of creates that stir for you to want to like get back into the market and like try to trade again.
I feel that. And so like close off everything that we said with, you know, our experiences and our best advice for you to take action in, because like this will help you out so much more and propel you like to avoid confusion at the end of the day when you're really full-time trading and you didn't think this is what people really hyped it up to be. At the end of the day, you see most traders have other things going on other than trading, because they got to a certain point that they don't need to trade every day, and you don't need to trade every day.
Right.
And at the end of the day, trading can be very boring and get to a point to be very systematic, because you're following the same rules over and over and over again to be to the point that you're like, okay, this is the same thing. This is pretty boring. I need to do something else. I only trade for 3 to 4 hours a day. If I find a setup, phenomenal. If I don't, phenomenal. I'm going to go do what other plans that I have. I am going to go volunteer at the church. I am going to literally run one of my other businesses that I have. You know, there's multiple things. So, you know, with this being said, what do we say in the video? So, number one thing, if you are trading right now and you've gotten to a point where, you know, I actually know how to memorize patterns and charts and all that, I kind of got it down to a point, you know, what are you going to do? You're only waiting for a very high quality setups. You know, in our course, we talk about you're waiting for high quality setups. You're not just taking every setup that comes true to try to make money, right? You're going to like adopt. You're going to want to adopt. Not like you're going to say like you have to adopt. You're going to want to adopt something else to fill your time and to fill like your purpose and your results. And purpose can be a little bit more of an esoterical thing. You know, a lot of people throw that word around like purpose. Like it takes you time. And this is what we're saying. We're saying to go taste life. Yeah. You may have not done other things other than trading because you very much locked in. And I congratulate you for that. You know, we did the same thing also as well. We very much locked into trading. But once we got to a certain point, we'll be like, there's other things in life and there's other things that I like. Like I said, I like to do exotic car sourcing. Jared is very good at running businesses and other things. And his mind is like has a million ideas. Like sometimes we even have to like write it down and be like, Jared, write it down, bro. We have to focus on one thing. Like bro, let's like, I appreciate you. Like that's why me and him are great partners. Yeah. Because like he's very like right brain-ish. Is that the right or left?
I don't even know, to be honest.
Okay, bro, I'm stuck. Thank God you don't have to be smart and be a trader. But he's very out in the creative world and everything thus far. And
I think you're right. I want to give you kudos because I think you're right. I think left-handed is right-brained. And I think right-handed is left-brained, so I want to give you your props. I think you're right.
Man, Google's out there. Google for it. You know?
Yeah.
I'm very much said like that. Like he's very much ideas-wise and everything. I'm more like, analytical. Next logical step. What can I do now? What can I do this? What can I do this? I want to take action. It's just what can I do right? Like what's in front of me? Like I won't be thinking a million miles ahead. He could do that. And that's where we balance each other out. You know, we all have our gifts and talents and everything thus far. And yeah, you know.
Use them. That's the point, is like, don't sit on the charts all day. Use your talents. Go out and go do something. Go create something. Go, like you said, dude, when you said go taste life, that's like the best way that I could have heard it. You know, go taste life. Go experience something different, because at the end of the day, you're trading to live, right? You're not living to trade.
Very, very much that simple. With that being said, guys, like, comment, subscribe. We did a good job. You know, leave a comment. You know, share it to your boy on Instagram and be like, bro, this is actually pretty fire, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next video.